promise I'm going to do something about this camera angle. It just won't be this morning because I'm already late. Man, we made it to Friday. Thank God. TGIF Friday. All the peeps, Dan, Sharon, all the peeps, all y'all. We made it. We paid the bills. We paid the bills with just a little bit of extra change to slide on through to make it to when we gotta pay the bills again next month. We all still have our life, health, and strength to some extent, so let's be thankful for that. Let's keep it moving. I was hoping I'd have a nice, quiet weekend to just chill, but fortunately, because of some of my stragglers who canceled, I gotta work half a day on Saturday. No big deal, we're gonna make it happen. Fam, I saw something the other day that actually made me feel a little bit more confident about the fact that we may stand up when the time comes. Some of you may agree, some of you may not agree. It's just a glimmer of being rational. So apparently there is a big movement of people stepping up at town halls, speaking to congressmen, speaking to people who are in charge about this mass ICE deportation. Now look, I know, it has to be done. I understand that. I know. But we still can't throw out the due process and the proper way to do things to get this done. And I think if we continue to allow masked individuals to continue to do what they're doing, this will turn into a Gestapo. This will turn into the New World policing system. This will turn into the beast policing system. They've already have the funding for it. So at least people start to put their foot down there and say, hey, do what you got to do. But you got to have some form of weakness. You got to have a way to identify you. I watched a couple videos yesterday where literally guys were just buying ICE, ICE insignia like vests and shirts, gearing up. And I don't think they were doing anything, but they were pretending to be ICE agents, and they look just as real as the guys that are jumping out of cars, snatching people up. You want to talk about bad actors? Possibly. You want to talk about people from abroad wanting to cause damage and do harm? Possibly. So the fact that there is some form of a pushback just to being masked, that makes me happy. They can keep doing what they're doing. But there has to be, look, you come to my house, you gotta show a warrant, you gotta show something. Nobody's coming to my house, but you gotta show something. All right, and secondly, let's have a little fun with this one. Y'all know I like aliens. Miss Sharon, I know. Fallen angels, demonic entities, lower vibration, interdimensional beings from hell. Yeah. All of that. I wonder if I should get gas. I'm not even gonna have time to stop and get gas today, y'all. I am swamped today. Okay. So more information on this thing that's coming. Fam, I saw a video, and this is where this originated. Okay. So I'm not alien that, but I think it's a Jeremy Corbell. A couple months ago, he did a video, and this was like when disclosure was supposed to be coming out and everything. In his video, he basically said there is a lie that is going to be told to you guys that is going to be dangerous. And I was listening, and it's like, what is it? And he says they're going to tell you that there is a craft that is coming from outer space, from interstellar space, that is going to be a threat to the human population. And then he goes on, he doesn't say anything, but he says, but God, I hope not, because if this is what's happening and it's already too late and we're done and we need to get in front of this, ahead of this before it gets out, and This was months ago, I think maybe almost a year ago. So I ran across that video again, and guess what? This is exactly what they were saying, fam. And then, so if you want to know, like, where did this come from? There was this is the story, and I think I saw it on Joe Rogan yesterday. But in 1977, fam. I know we're just playing with this. There was a pilot who was flying, and something happened where he went into a trance. His plane disappeared. He wound up a couple hundred miles away from where he was supposed to be. But there was a recording of him supposedly he had gotten taken over by aliens, and they were just telling them like there are many civilizations, you know, in space. Apparently we all have similar abilities and powers, but they cannot deal with us. We're the only physical planet that still uses war with atomic weapons, and they cannot be allowed. And so they are coming to straighten it out. And the guy that's on top of this, Avi, he's the Harvard scientist. Avi, I can't think of his last name, but I followed him for years, and he's a top tier scientist, but he tends to lean a little bit more on believing about UFOs and beings. He's saying that this thing, it's not normal. He's saying the speed, the path, it's not a normal path of trajectory. The speed is not normal. He's saying just the way it's moving is not natural. And he's saying that everything else in space has some form of a natural, normal path. You can calculate it. You can see where it came from. You can see where it's going based on a pull from planet. Anyways, and they're changing the date. They don't know if it's going to be September, October, November. Bam, can you imagine? And I can't leave this part out. And another reason that they're coming is because, and this is part of the whole disclosure thing, information came out that we as human beings, specially trained people with super advanced gear, have been mentally, psionically taking over these crafts and bringing them in and landing them. There's tons of videos of psionics if you just want to check it out. And they're getting pissed off because we've been doing that. We've been trying to take their tech and re-engineer it and make weapons with it. So apparently they're pissed. They're supposed to be coming. I don't know. I just thought I'd have some fun with that one. All right, I'm going to work. I love y'all. Continue to prepare. And look, in all the things you do on a daily basis, I don't want you to be thinking, I gotta get this, I gotta get it. But just in the back of your mind, just be thinking, preparedness. When you make a purchase, make sure it has some usage for preparedness. Whenever you're doing something, make sure it has some meaningful item of preparedness, whether it's exercising, whether it's food that you're purchasing to eat on a daily basis for your health, just stuff like that. All right, y'all. World War III is kicking up. Russia supposedly activated the dead hands, which is not good. The rhetoric is getting crazier and crazier, and we're gonna see what happens. Peace out.